What's your secret that could literally ruin your life if it came out? My dad told his kids that he was leaving an equal amount of money to each of us, but he didn't. I got substantially more. I lied about my qualification for my current job. I also lied about graduating high school. My twin graduated, but I didn't because I got expelled. The school closed down soon after, so I just made a fake of her high school diploma and got into college that way. Well, hopefully you can earn your college diploma before anyone finds out. I already finished and have a double associate's degree. Congratulations! I have a former boss that did me really dirty over and over again. He eventually threw me under the bus for a couple of mistakes he made, and I lost my job when my wife was 7 months pregnant. One day while driving to a family member's house, I saw his very distinct truck parked in a driveway and realized that I discovered where he lives by accident. One weekday afternoon I walked through his yard and sprinkled about a half pound of kudzu seeds throughout, and I threw about 10 bamboo shoots under his deck. This was about 6 years ago and the kudzu is all over his yard. I drive by his house occasionally. He's had to take down a large number of very large trees that have been choked out by the vines. That alone has probably cost him several $1,000s. Duck that guy. If I told anybody that my dad cheats on my mom, everyone I know would rain down hell on my parents for various reasons. Edit, to clear some things up, yes, my mom does know. I feel like if the secret gets out to others, people will feel the need to blame my mom for whatever reason because my relatives and people I know are just like that. My uncle molested me constantly as a child. I told my mother, who got very angry. She said I was lying and was a terrible person for trying to split my family apart. My mother is a whole other can of worms, so he died when I was 16, and that made things easier for me, but no one knows. He's remembered fondly and often by his wife and kids at functions and dinners, and for 11 years now I just get quiet when he comes up. Telling people would only cause pain, and honestly wouldn't do me any good. No one knows but my boyfriend, and I carry the trauma with me everywhere. I probably should go to therapy, but between having 2 kids, working full-time, and being an adult student, I don't have time. My brother sexually assaulted me when I was 5 years old. He was 14. Hess the golden child, so if I were to leak this secret, I would probably be disowned by my whole family. Edit, thought I would add some info as I'm getting a lot of questions, but first, please stop sending messages asking for personal information or the specifics of what he did to me. It's weird and creepy. 1. I don't know if he was sexually assaulted. 2. He doesn't have children and doesn't plan to. 3. My family is definitely dysfunctional, but I love them and it's not easy for me to just drop them. 4. I have told members of my family, but it has been brushed off by everyone I've told. 5. I'm pretty sure he could sue me for defamation if I publicly outed this information with no proof. 6. Hess the golden child because he is the oldest and most successful out of all of my siblings. Everyone wants to be accepted and loved by him. 7. Hess definitely not a friendly and benevolent person. He is an asshole and everyone accepts him that way. People constantly refer to him and say things like, "Oh, that brother, Hess such a dick he ate." I repressed the memory for a long time, but I grew up with a lot of mental health issues that have gone untreated. 9. I'm in my 20s now and he is in his 30s. 10. I have no intention of reconciling a relationship with him. He has been completely cut out of my life and is dead to me at this point. I was groomed as a young teen by a grown man on the internet and shared inappropriate photos with him. A lot of photos. I can only imagine how embarrassing it would be for me now to have this come to light. The only thing keeping me from being upset about it, apart from departed shame, is that he would have to leak the photos, which would bust him for having softcore CP. I doubt that he wants that in his life, plus he's in his 50s plus by now. Not a great age to go to prison. #X200B, edit, Holy Mother of God, I went away for a few hours and this really blew up. I wasn't anticipating that, thank you all for your kindness. What is a good age to go to prison? 18. Especially if you don't have a plan in place for what you want to do for a career. It'll get you some discipline, you'll make lots of great friends, and look great on a resume. Is there a field where doing time isn't an immediate deal breaker? Edit, thanks for all your answers, people. Restaurants. I have a boatload. 1. I was a stripper in university. 2. I found my birth parents and actually have a decent relationship with the one and now spend more family holidays with them than I do my family that I grew up with from 2 weeks old onward. No one in my adoptive family knows. No one in my biological family is allowed to post on social media or publicly acknowledge my existence. What? You're living a double life successfully? How does your bio family feel about not being able to post you on social media? And why don't you like your adoptive family? Edit, folks got triggered. ITT, too many victims keeping secrets for their assaulters that are ruining their lives by keeping them. I don't say this to be judgmental, I say this because it's tragic. Mine is a little different. My nephews were sexually abused. They took the person to court, and he went to jail. It took a lot of guts for them to do this. What I can never tell them is that their dead father, who died years ago, and someone they see as a hero, abused me. God, that's dark. I'm so sorry. Thanks. I know. I hate it being in my head. Also, they'll say things like, if my dad were alive he would have kicked the shit out of the abuser. I was abused as a kid by a neighbor. Only my wife and a therapist know. I don't want others to know about it. It wouldn't ruin my life, but it would make it uncomfortable. I'm so sorry this happened. I'm no expert, but anyone who uses this terrible thing to make you uncomfortable shouldn't know in the first place. Glad to hear you have told someone, because something like this must have been hard to hold in. Edit shouldn't. I love my children, but I hate being a parent. My wife wouldn't see it as separate concepts. Dude, yes. Those are two very different things. Having the capacity to love another being does not equate to enjoying being a parent. I wish you all the best. I'm a senior software engineer working for groundbreaking new super secretive projects for one of the companies in the top 10 of the Fortune 500. And I actually don't have the faintest clue what I'm doing. I Google almost everything and string things together in a sorta sensible way, and people are happy as can be for some reason. By now I'm pretty sure I'm in a social experiment, or maybe I'm the village idiot they have to entertain so that I don't go outside and break things that matter. They call it imposter syndrome, but really guys? I really don't know what the hell I'm doing. It's just Google answering my endless stream of questions. I only successfully passed the job interview because they gave me plenty of time, without me doing it live, to work on their job interview assignment. My 6-figure salary feels so unjust. I often see people working at a fast food joint who seem smarter than I am. And I could set fire to a kettle boiling water, they're at least flipping burgers, which I can't do without causing gender reveal-esque disasters. I saw a dude getting a 6-figure salary struggle to edit a conference file. You're doing fine. Some of the most uplifting or really intelligent comments came from the ones with the weirdest usernames. You are killing me, people. I got scammed out of $8K. Just wanted to buy my dream car and was so happy. Now I have no car and no money. Go to the police and report it. I did, they said they could not do anything. Bloody rubbish. What car was it supposed to be? Nissan Skyline or 34 GT. Sometimes you can get extremely lucky with the prices of the cars. Seemed way too legit. Cool choice. I feel for you. Thanks man, maybe you'll have one someday. PSA. People ask and record these questions to solicit material to commit blackmail and extortion. Maybe more replies will help this being pushed higher. He's right, use a throwaway. You don't even know how easily you are to track down if you have a lengthy Reddit history, that you also keep public. Some of the top commenters are active participants in their local subs too. Very dumb. Yikes. LPT, make a different account for your city stat to university. I brought a gun to school when I was in 7th grade to kill myself, somehow I didn't pull the trigger. When I was younger, got bullied a lot and was very unstable, I made plans for a school shooting. I had access to guns, ammunition, I knew what to do. I had a shit list of who to kill. It was supposed to end in me jumping off the tallest place in school and dying. I thought I was some kind of martyr saving the students from living on this hell of an earth. I wasn't. I was miserable, suicidal, and in the worst circles. I never told this to anyone except people online. I had a blog about it and people were cheering me on. I had a breakdown and was yelling about how I want to kill everyone. A girl I thought hated me and who was on my shit list calmed me down, hugged me and told me everything is going to be okay. She stopped a tragedy and she doesn't even know it. Bringing this back up feels weird. I repressed it very far back into my mind and hope I will never ever fall down that path again. It took years of therapy and self-reflection to get rid of my homicidal thoughts, but they are completely gone now. I'm actually friends with most people on my old shit list now. They are all genuinely great people and I was an idiot for not seeing that. I truly hope this never gets out. Nobody deserved to hear this and have this on their heart. My past self scares me. Reading my old diaries scares me. That wasn't me, it doesn't feel like me. I feel like I have to take every opportunity I get to do as much good as possible to make up for the person I was. You're a good person who went through a bad phase, but the good person won. May the good person that you are always win. Be well.